you can't get advice on what you should do with your life, right? Nobody knows what you are. Like even sometimes you don't really even know what you are. You got to take your shot, and you got to do it alone. The thing is, when I started, I had, all these grand ambitions of what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And, I want to be the biggest movie star in the world. So I studied that, and I worked out, and I got my body crazy, and I did, just got my head around doing everything I could do to be the biggest movie star in the world, and then I had a taste of that. And I realized that even though I had achieved all those things, on the inside, I was still that same insecure little boy that was trying to prove something, to girls that had cheated, and to my father and all of that, and that you can't achieve your way out of your childhood wounds and traumas.
You can't fake it.
You can't fake it, right? So then I made the shift, and what I realized is that the only sustainable mission throughout your whole existence is to improve lives. And as soon as I made the shift in my mind from trying to be big and trying to have money and trying to be popular to making sure that I improved lives every step of the way on this earth, then all of a sudden I started experiencing healing, and Alfonso was one of those people that was right there with me, making that transition from product and winning to love and people. One of the most critical for me, and it was 1986, and Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble came out in June. So I had a record out a month before I graduated from high school, right? So first song, it was pretty much just in Philly and DC, Jersey. It hadn't expanded yet, but it was time for me to start applying to college. And my mother is a serious, educational disciplinarian. It's like education was everything for her. And she could tell that I was kind of feeling like maybe I didn't want to go to college. And, she told me that, if I didn't go to college, that I was throwing my life away. And it's like, I understood what she was saying, but that just wasn't true for me. That wasn't true for me at the time, and I wanted to take a shot at my art. I wanted to take a shot at the music, and so my father convinced my mother that I would have a year. They would give me a year where I would be able to pursue the music, and then if in a year I hadn't made anything happen, that I would go back to college. And in that year, we were nominated and we won the first Grammy ever given. And I just think that's really critical, right? And it's like, because everybody has dreams, and as much as you want to be able to listen a little bit, because somebody's going to give you a gem, but nobody knows but you. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life, right? Nobody knows what you are. Like even sometimes you don't really even know what you are. You got to take your shot. And it's like, as much as you want people to agree and you want the people around you to be supporting your dreams and all, it's not going to be like that all the time. You got to do it alone. And people will help you, and when you get the ball rolling, people will jump on. But if you don't believe, nobody else is going to believe. People come along because your belief is so insane, that your belief is so strong, that makes people be like, yo, this crazy asshole. Like, he might have something. He might have something. You is a little funny. You is a little funny. But following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. And it's like because they don't think you can do nothing they can't do.
Exactly, bingo.
Right? You know what I mean? It's like it's a lonely, scary, dangerous pursuit, and you got to be willing to risk everything to become that seed of what you believe is in there. You got to be fearless. You got to be relentless.
With your own kids, because I got a 21-year-old.
Except them, they need to do what I say.
Okay, I want to ask you that.
That's different. That's different. I didn't know you was gonna bring up my kids.
I was gonna say,
Get out, Will. Go, get out, Will.
the nature of existence is whatever you do, you're gonna get backlash. So it's like you can't do nothing that you ain't gonna get no backlash.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the core of how things are created in the universe is through collision. You know, so you got to be prepared to collide if you want to create something. You know, so for me, it's like that was just the collision I was prepared to have. It's like I grew up in a family business. So for me, my father and my mother taught me on the family business. We were working together was how we were raised. So for me, that's how I wanted to raise my kids. That's how I wanted to teach my kids, in seeing me in my best light and doing my art, the thing I do best, and they're right there, and I get to teach them in the actual moments of creation. So I was willing to have that backlash. For me, it was, I had spent so many years of my life building up Will Smith and this persona and this the energy of who I was supposed to be in the world, and it had become a cage. Like I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't be with nobody. I couldn't, you know, I had to do the things that Will Smith had to do and had to say. And, you know, I made a decision in that, and on my birthday, that I was going to be free. That I was going to do all this stuff I wanted to do. I was going to say all the stuff that I wanted to say. And a big part of it, I think, also was my father died right before that. And somehow when my father died, I kind of got like free from his rules, you know, where I could be me and do me the way that I wanted. So that moment sort of marked that. And, you know, social media has been really helpful for me in that way, because I get to create something every day, create a piece of art. Whereas when you make a movie, what do we work? Almost 6 months of shooting, and then 2 years before that of putting it together. So it's like 2.5 years for one piece of content.
Yeah.
You know, so social media is, in a really strange way, is helping me find who I really am, different from who Will Smith is supposed to be.